Hey guys, welcome to the second lecture or lesson in the Introduction to Programming by Ali. How are you? Today we will be making some programs and running some examples. So we are here at the IDE and we should probably go first to new file, file new, Java project, and we should say this is our first project and leave the this radio box here using exception execution environment JRE, and that should be the latest JRE you have. Now our project has been created. I will go ahead and go to the source file and the source folder and click there and create a new file. It's a class for this introductory courses. You don't have to worry about classes, but this is our fundamental execution units, and we will discuss with these furthermore in the upcoming videos. So I will say main class, and we should click on this checkbox is which sub stubs would you like to create. I would say I would like to create void main, and okay, so you should definitely, if you are new to programming, should ignore this line and this line. Whatever we will do in these lessons, it will be done between these two curly braces, and that would be our main concern. So right now, I will begin first with a statement. A statement is a command that is given to a program to perform an action. Okay, so a statement is a command that is given to a computer to perform an action. Right now, I will do some basic statement execution, and that would be um, I will print something to the console. And if you are wondering what is a console, hello, and it will print here. So it's the print is a statement. It performs an action. So what action is that? It takes this words and print it out to the console. So a statement takes a parameter, and these parameters are in the quotation marks, and these quotation marks are passed through the compiler, and these compilers then uh, execute those. The IDE does everything like that. I told you about the IDE function, so it has a bunch of operation, but in the end, it just prints out the hello there. So that was that. And every statement in a Java is terminated by a semicolon. So if I don't put a semicolon on this statement, the IDE will complain that I am performing a syntax error. I should mark the end of the execution of a statement by putting a semicolon on the end of it. So that does that to it. So if you are wondering what is a syntax, every human language and computer language is governed by some rules and regulations. Those rules and regulations are used to perform or used to make us some statements or sentences. So it is the same case with the computer programming languages. If we don't follow the syntax of computer, the program would not run. So right here, if I just delete that uh, angle bracket, it will complain that I'm doing a syntax error. I should complete the expression by providing a closing bracket. So that is a syntax rule. Now, not only um, we are going to be printing something, but what if I want to print a multiple hello there? Okay, so if I do this, all the hello there's will be printed to each other. So I need a better statement or a different statement that will put a next line automatically. So I will change the statement and put ln at the end of it, and it's a different statement. It's called next line next, you can call it, and it puts a return, if you know about the ASCII, on the console, and it provides a next line for the text to appear. So right now all the hello there's are in the next line. That's okay. So the Java has a some special. Okay, the Java has a not only it can print statements, not only it can print words, but also it can perform a mathematical operations as well. So if I were to go ahead and enter 2 plus 3, it would it should give me an answer of 5 because it evaluates that and gives it to the statement of print ln, and it gives me the correct answer of 5. But if I were to go inside the quotation marks and say 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2, it would not evaluate that expression because in the programming language there are two types of, mainly roughly speaking, there are two types of data types. It's called data types. Ones are strings, the another are called numbers. So the numbers can be the numbers arithmetic operations can be performed on numbers, but cannot be performed on the inside quotation marks are called strings. Okay, so we cannot perform arithmetic operations on strings. However, there is another functionality. It's used as a plus. It's called concatenation. Concatenation is combining two strings together. So I would say hello there, how are you. Now these are two separate strings, and it would be combined there with the help of this plus sign. It concatenates these two strings together, so it should print those two those two strings together because it's got changed into one. So that is what I meant by concatenation. The next big concept in a programming language is called a variable. A variable can be thought of as a label or a name placeholder. So if I want to look at the scenario, okay, if I wanted to say hello Ali, how are you? Hello Ali, and I am, if I were to say I am good and feeling happy today, Ali. And however, how many times it mentions Ali, it is what we call, it is hard coded into the code. So if I were to give this program to someone else like Jackie, and Jackie then the Jackie name is not Ali, so it's kind of useless the program for him. So we invented a second a different methodology to tackle that problem, and it's called variable. So if I were to say string name, and I would say Ali, okay, and I should terminate it by providing a semicolon. So Ali is there, and now I'm going to take out the Ali from this statement and just concatenate the variable with the state. The hard-coded string constant is called, but we will see why it's called a constant and why it's this called a variable. And I will take out the Ali from here, and it would say name and hello there. So we will go ahead and print it out, and wherever it mentions the name, it puts the value of Ali there. If the owner of this program was Jackie, and then his name would be substituted in place of Ali, and as you can see. So that's it for today. I'll be looking forward to you in the next lesson.